it is Jo back with Abby yet again. We were talking the other day about how to exist in a world where your abuser also walks around and you may run into them, and that video you can check out from a couple days ago. But we also want to touch on another subject, which is the justice system and when you have to see your abuser there and kind of making the decision, and how running into your abuser in the justice system or in the courtroom can really play a part in that, and how that's okay. I think a lot of people are really hard on themselves for not pressing charges or not going to the police or whatever, but it is intensely, I believe, an intensely personal decision. You have to decide what is best for you in that situation, and if it's too much or if you're too scared to see that person again, it's understandable if you don't go forward with it. I'm not in the criminal justice system, but I've had way too many friends who have been in abusive relationships or been assaulted or sexually assaulted and not pressed charges because of that fear, because they would have to see them again. And that is a completely legitimate reason not to.
Entirely. When we have higher rates of reporting, that doesn't mean that more is happening. It means that that more rapes are happening or more assaults are happening. It means that more people are feeling safe to report. Okay, that is a great thing. Choosing not to report, feeling unsafe to report, is completely legitimate. And it is a thing that we spend class after class after class talking about and working through. And we're trying to make the system, I think I can truly say this for, if I can make a generalized statement across the board in criminal justice education, we are trying to figure out ways to make victims more comfortable, to make victims feel safer, to provide victims with more support and more help, to prevent victims from being further traumatized or from being re-victimized. And it's starting to work in some places. We are seeing higher numbers. I think just gonna throw it out there, I think the Me Too movement has done a bang up job of that. But the fact that that the fear of having to encounter the person who put you through hell, who is still putting you through hell essentially, is a massive concern for the entire criminal justice system, for just the entire way that policing happens, for the way that legal precedent takes place, for litigation, for all of it. That says something. That should say to you that your fear is not unwarranted.
Yeah. And
that your fear is very, very valid. And God, no, don't report if you don't feel safe.
Yeah, it's okay to be scared.
It absolutely is, but we're trying to make it safer.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a comfort.
I think that is good, because it's recognized that there is a serious issue in the justice system, and people like this awesome girl are working to try to make it better.
So as a person who works in the criminal justice system, I can look you in the eyes and say this: do not feel guilty for not reporting, or for after reporting not pursuing.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing is that you are taken care of. If the system is not going to take care of you, don't bother. And I mean that. As much as more reports would help, as much as more people pursuing would help us put more people behind bars, it's not your responsibility as a victim to make that happen. It's your responsibility to figure out how to keep breathing.
Yeah.
So I won't discourage you from doing it, but I won't encourage you to do it either. It's where you're at. And I will tell you this, I didn't. My parents chose not to pursue the situation, knowing how difficult it would be to put a 5-year-old on a stand to see her abuser. But I had another opportunity. The statute of limitations had not run out. And I had until I was in my early 20s to go back and pursue. And I talked to a lawyer about it. I thought about it. I prayed about it. I talked to close family and friends about it. And I decided that for me, it would not have been a positive experience. Whatever you need to do, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Don't feel guilty. Don't ever feel guilty for taking care of yourself.
Thanks for watching, guys. I know that's really not a fun topic to talk about, but I know that it's something that most people who have gone through abuse have wrestled with. Obviously, we both have. So thank you for sticking with us through this. I release videos every other day on topics about trauma. Oftentimes I have guests on. So if you're interested in seeing videos like this, make sure that you hit subscribe if you're on YouTube or like on Facebook before you leave. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.